Good people, what's going on? We are talking about life coaching versus therapy right now, and why people may need coaching or why people may need therapy and the difference between the two, because people get that confused a lot. And I get a lot of people that need therapy but come to me because they think that they need a life coach. T, what's going on, baby girl? How you doing?
Good. I'm doing great. Just got some physical activity in this morning. But I have some questions for you, Pappy. I think one
What's
of
going
them
on?
is just highlighting what you said just now about how people will come to you needing therapy, but come for a life coach. So how do you kind of differentiate? And is it hard for you to turn people away?
How do I differentiate? If Lil Billy is trying to kill his parents and trying to light the house on fire, Lil Billy needs to go to therapy. That's out of my jurisdiction. Nah. All right, all
What's
jokes
something
aside. So, how do I
murdering
differentiate between the two?
person?
I differentiate between the two is that look, if you are depressed, if you are dealing with some traumatic experiences that have happened in your past that you're still dealing with and you're not able to move past, those things would require someone to go to therapy for. I've had clients before that I've had traumatic experiences, but it didn't leave them stuck. And by stuck, I mean I was able to still help them with their progress. I was still able to help them reach their goals. But a lot of times people will come to me and they're so stuck in their traumatic experiences that they can't move past that. And it keeps coming up over and over and over again. And so if that ever happens, and I can usually discover that in my discovery call because I have a free consultation that I have with people. So I can usually figure that out from the very beginning. You know, if they start immediately talking about depression or just immediately talking about, you know, again, a traumatic experience like a rape or something like that, I can immediately say, hey, you know, this is something that you should talk to a therapist about. In regards to your other question, is it hard for me to turn that down? Absolutely not. I probably turn down probably a good 70 to 80% of the clients that come my way because I act with integrity. And it's important to be able to let people know, like, hey, this is out of my jurisdiction. You know, I'm not licensed. I'm not a licensed therapist. So I'm not able to help you with this situation. So yeah, I turn down a good deal of people, but I always can sleep at night because of that. You know, I actually told my therapist that one time that she was like, you know, so do you take on everybody? And I'm like, no, my niche is confidence and accountability. And if it's out of that, then, you know, I make sure that I let them know. And she was very surprised. She was like, wow. She's like, I have colleagues that literally try to take on everything. And, you know, it's not their niche, but they try to take on it all. And she's like, so that's really, really good of you that you are able to act with integrity with all your clients. And I'm like, yeah, I pride myself in that. So
Okay. You said 70 to 80. Sheesh, that's a lot of people.
that's a lot. It's probably like probably more like 50 to 60%. Like half of the people that come to me, I literally gotta turn. So 78, that's a little bit of exaggeration. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, all right. Well, okay, I have a question for you, another one. So, you, well, I know you've been to therapy and stuff like that. Um, as you were kind of growing up and going into therapy, do you think you could have benefited from a life coach, or do you think that therapy was the best option for you?
For me growing up, because I did have traumatic experiences, therapy was definitely the right route for me. It wasn't until I got older until I realized, like, hey, there's some goals that I want to reach that I'm not able to accomplish for whatever reason. So, in that aspect, when I got older, I was like, yeah, I could have benefited from a life coach. But when I was younger, no, I had to deal with death and, you know, I had to deal with a whole lot of stuff that I was stuck in.
Right.
How about you? Do
When
you ever think that you could have ever benefited from a life coach?
Yes, I think it's not a bad thing to say, but I think if I had a life coach that wasn't you, then I would do it. But since you're my dad, I don't know. I kind of my pride gets in the way, and I'm like, I feel like you're talking to me as my father, not as my life coach. But yeah, because I think, like for an example, me in fitness, my motivation just isn't there, and I just keep blocking my way. And pops will tell me like, "Hey, you should go work out," and I'm like, mm. eh. And it's literally because like it's not just because it's him telling me, but it's him telling me. But yeah, I think I could definitely benefit from a life coach. I think I get in my head a lot, and I feel like they could kind of benefit me in that way of, motivating me to stay on track, keep confidence in myself, et cetera, et cetera. So yeah. But I also have taken or done therapy before, and I definitely think it was um very helpful and beneficial to me in my life. So
So you thought
yeah.
that therapy was the right choice for you at that particular time for the things that you were dealing
Yeah.
with?
I was
Because again, you were dealing with death and the pandemic. I mean, there was a lot of things that you were dealing with. That yeah, I agree with you. They needed therapy.
yeah.
And I it's funny that you say that because I really try hard not to coach my kids, but I do notice that I do it because I kind of live and breathe and eat this. And so, instead of trying to fix your issues these days or the things that you're going through these days, I really do try to like ask you questions of like why you're acting a certain way or why you're doing certain things. And it backfires sometimes because you'll be like, I just need you to be my dad. I don't need a coach right now. But yeah, I mean, some of the benefits of being a coach are, again, helping people with their confidence. People are, want to step up and they want to show up the way that they know that they can, but they just don't know how. A lot of people are stuck in that the fact that they want to reach their goals, but they keep starting and stopping and starting and stopping. Taylor, starting and stopping and stopping, and they're not consistent. So having someone that's in your corner like myself and as accountability partner is like, hey, no, look, these are the goals. Oh, excuse me. These are the goals that you said you wanted to accomplish. And if this is on track with what you still want to do, here's how we can get there. And here's how I'm going to help hold you accountable. And it is simple things like, just shooting me a text before you go work out, making a schedule for yourself and me knowing that schedule so that we can I don't know where she went, so that we can make sure that you stay on track from that. So it has a lot to do with goals and keeping you on track and accountability. And again, helping you with your confidence. I do all of those things. I have tools that I use to be able to do all those things. So it's pretty dope.
All right, life coach ATL.
Yes,
So,
life coach
okay, I do have
ATL.
well, another question really quick. What made you want to become a life coach? Because I feel like there's a
I
lot of
go ahead.
oh,
Go
thank
ahead. I'm
you.
sorry.
I feel like there's
I
a
thought
lot
you were.
of different ways you can get into certain things in terms of like mental health. You can do this, you can do that. So why did you pick life coach? Did you have a life coach that you were like, wow, I could definitely do this? Or, what was your origin story?
I had friends that were coaches, and quite honestly, I was like, wow, I'm very surprised because to be a life coach, you have to ask questions, and you can't make it about you. And so the friends that I have that were becoming life coaches, they literally would make everything about them. Like anytime that you had a conversation with them, and I was just like, that's interesting. If you could be a life coach, I know damn well I could be one because I don't like to talk about myself. I like to listen. I like to hear. But anyway, that's not the reason why. The reason why I became a coach is because I knew that by the time that you guys all graduated, I was going to have to do something different with my life because my life had been dedicated to my kids forever. And Kennedy, my youngest daughter, I think that she was like 13 years old, or 12 or 13 at the time. She was just like, asked me one day straight up. She was like, Pops, so when I graduate, what you going to do? And I was like, damn. Like I didn't even think about it like that. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I was like, I need to find something for myself to do. I also knew that by the time I was 50 years old, which I'm not yet, that I did not want to work for anybody. I did not want to be asking Mr. Johnson, can I go use the bathroom? Can I use it? Can I have a bathroom break? I didn't want that for myself. I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur and do something for myself, but I just didn't know what it was. It's natural for me to talk to people, to help people, to listen to people. And so before the pandemic hit, I had decided to go get certified to become a coach. Now, you don't have to be certified to become a coach. I personally would suggest it because I don't want anybody giving me advice about my life and you don't know what you're talking about. So it was very important for me to take a course and to get really serious about it. So I've always been a natural helper. I've always been able to talk to people, and people have always been gravitating towards me. I don't know
Mm,
why. I call it my gift. God kind of just gave me that gift that people just naturally gravitate towards me. So it made sense for me to go down that path once I started looking into it, what a true life coach was, so on and so forth. It just made sense to kind of naturally go that. So I've been doing this now for 3 years, full time. I absolutely love it. I don't ever want to do anything else, but this is my passion. Again, I just love helping people. I love seeing people grow. Again, you can check out lifecoachatl.com. If you ever want to book a session, you can check out the reviews of the people that I've helped over the years. But I mean, real talk, I'm doing great work, and I'm happy that I chose this path. So
You are doing great work, Father.
thank you. I appreciate that, baby girl. Well, y'all, that concludes our session for today. Not session. That concludes our podcast for today. You are dope. I want you to make sure that you are good to yourself. I hope this was some beneficial information of what coaching is and what therapy is. And again, if you ever want to reach out to a life coach, if you're wanting to reach your goals, if you're having some confidence issues, please reach out to me. Again, lifecoachatl.com. My email address is sharif@lifecoachatl.com. All my handles are lifecoach@atl.com if you want to check out videos or whatever. But anyway, just remember that you are
Dope. Bye.
yay.
That was good, right?